You are now tuned in to A Minute with Porchia Carter. Welcome to A Minute with Porchia Carter. Today we have Mr. Sophomore, author and philanthropist Jason Russell. Mr. Russell has a book release this March 17th. This is his first book entitled The Process of Progress. Welcome to the show, Jason.
How you doing, Portia?
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about this book?
The book is pretty much a compilation of different works that I've been writing for a while. I went home in April and I noticed that some of my writings kind of tied together and it formulated a message. So when I put them together, it's kind of...
When you say your writings, is this like a diary, or a
not
journal?
Not necessarily a diary, because anyone that knows me knows that I'm huge on quotes. And so I could be anywhere. I could be in a movie, and I'm going to pull out my phone if I hear a quote that touches me or that's profound. And what I do with those quotes is I expound on them. So sometimes I'll find myself to where I've written a page or two about a single quote. And so all of those quotes that I had written in my phone, in my notes in my phone, I saw that they tied together. And so the process of progress is pretty much the road that it took me to get where I am today. And so the book is just pretty much a mental liberation piece that would teach people how to increase their productivity and alleviate all negativity in their lives.
You feel through these quotes they will release all negativity? Like, how does that happen?
Pretty much, without giving too much of the book away, a lot of our ancestors fought for physical freedoms. Freedoms to be able to use the same restroom as other people, to be able to eat at the same places as other people. But now that we have those physical freedoms, the worst type of slavery to have is mental captivity. And so the book is it offers ways to alleviate all negativity within your life, just certain things that you can do. And I don't want to give too much away, but just certain things that you can do every day to increase your productivity as a person. It's just the process of your progress.
So how do these quotes free your mind?
The quotes are applicable to different situations in your life. So you can find yourself at a specific moment in time and you can resort to a certain chapter in the book where it talks about focus or it talks about determination. It talks about certain things that can help you get closer to where you desire to be in life. And so when I talk about increasing your productivity, those quotes will put you in a place mentally to where you're more focused to be able to go attain your goals and achieve the things that you want to achieve in life.
Is it a book full of quotes?
It's not a book full of quotes. The book actually is more analogies than quotes. The book will actually, it takes things that happen in certain situations and it allows you to be able to apply that to your life. For example, there's an analogy on fleas in the book. A lot of people aren't familiar with fleas, but if you look at the activity that happens with fleas, you can equate that to a certain, without giving too much away, because I really want people to read the book, but you can equate that to a stage in every person's life. And so just simple things like that you wouldn't necessarily think about on a daily basis.
With you being so young, I understand you're Mr. Sophomore. Like, how does that, conflict with you writing a book? Like, did you have any adversity with writing this book?
The thing about life is that there's always going to be adversity. There's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be obstacles that you have to overcome when trying to achieve anything. With me being so young, 19 years old, I do understand that people are going to have this question: what makes him worthy enough to write a book? What makes
him, especially people who are older, they're going to be like, well, who is he?
Well, here's my advice to that. You don't necessarily have to go through so much in your life to be able to have wisdom. You could be a person that could watch other people's struggles, watch other people's successes, and learn from that. And so my book is not just about things that I've gone through, but it's about things that I've witnessed from either my parents, mentors, role models, things that I've studied. So with me being Mr. Sophomore, it actually provided a platform. Because a person could always have a message, but what validates you to get your message out to the world? And I'm grateful to Tennessee State University for giving me the platform of being Mr. Sophomore.
Okay, you're Mr. Sophomore, so you think people are going to read your book, but do you ultimately think they're going to read it just because you're Mr. Sophomore?
Here's the thing with that. I don't equate the success of the book to the amount of people that read it. Because you can never judge your success off of the applause of other people. However, here's where I'll measure the success of the book. If I never sell one copy, if I have to give away the only copy that I bought, if I have to give that away to a person and that book is responsible for someone else's success in their life, then my job, my goal is accomplished. me being Mr. Sophomore, I have a platform of excellence. That's the only thing that I really wanted to focus on, excellence, doing everything with the spirit of excellence. And so this book, it took a long time to develop. It took a long time for me to get out. I actually released the release date about 2 months in advance. But I want to do everything with the spirit of excellence, because if you take the time and put the right amount of time into your product, then it's going to be a successful product anyways.
So when did you start writing the book?
There are writings in the book that actually date back to 2013. So, I mean, technically you could say it's been about a 2-year process. But
and you were 17?
I was 17. But altogether, the process of putting it together, I would say it took about 9 months. 9 months.
Wow, 17 years old is really a young age to start writing a book. Not necessarily because, you know, there are like children books and things of that nature. But for a book like this, like you're talking about progress, you're talking about, you know, how to get to where you want to be in life. Do you feel like you are where you want to be in life at 19 years old?
It's actually kind of crazy that you just asked that, because a picture I just put on Instagram, the caption was, this elevator of my life has seen a lot of floors, but never the top. And so if I can expound on that,
I like that one.
I go places in life, I go higher in life, but I'm never satisfied. I'm never complacent, because as a person, you always have to know that you can do greater than what you've already done. And a lot of times we're capable of doing things. We're just afraid, or we don't necessarily put in the right time and effort for it. And so to answer that question, I'm not where I want to be in my life, but I'm getting there. I'm making strides, and I feel like that I'm right on schedule with that.
What advice do you have for overcoming fear to get into progress?
Okay, so fear is one of those things that I view as a figment of your imagination.
Oh.
You only have fears because you know what the failure would look like, and we're afraid to fail. But if you take this element of failure out your life and you're able to view failure in a completely different way, a lot of people view failure as the end all be all, but actually failure and success are next to each other, because with each failure you put yourself closer to your success. And so with fear, I don't believe in fear. I don't know fear.
With you not believing in fear, like, how could you say someone is scared to reach their goal? Or how could you say someone is afraid to fail?
Because a lot of times we live life inside of this box, and we marginalize ourselves. We don't know our full abilities. We don't know our full skill set in life. But the second that you realize that great things never come from comfort zones, then you begin to eliminate this element of failure and this element of fear in your life. You start to understand that, okay, maybe if I stepped outside of that box and I was successful the first time, then I can continue to step further and further away from that box until I'm actually where I want to be in life, that success that I was talking about.
So what was your overall inspiration? Like, who was it? A person? Was it a thing? Something that just made you like, okay, write this book and share it with the world?
I examined the state of the African American community, and I was dissatisfied. A lot of times now we've gotten into the business of giving pats on the backs for mediocre accomplishments, and I feel that we're not striving. As a whole, we're not striving the way that I know we have the ability to. And so I had to take a look at myself and saw the things that I was doing that were surface level accomplishments, things that I was being proud of that necessarily shouldn't, deserve a round of applause. And so I examined the state of the African American community, and I saw our potential. And so the book is me reaching out to those that aren't striving for their full potential, those individuals that are okay with being mediocre. I'm trying to eliminate that whole mindset of mediocrity.
So this book is focused towards African Americans.
That's the question that I get. The book is compatible to all audiences. I think that each and every person can find something that they can attach themselves to. However, if I'm honest about it, the message and where it comes from is geared towards our people. Because we are the ones that need this. Talking about the mental captivity, we've gotten into this mindset of complacency, and I keep stressing the complacent mindset, because that is a disease. I believe that mindsets are contagious, and so if you have that one person that has become complacent and okay with accepting mediocrity, then it will spread like a wildfire, and that's not healthy for our community.
When people read this book and they change their mindset and they get out of complacency, like, would that be your overall, like, pat on the back for yourself? Like, how would you even know if people are changed by this book?
It's not about me knowing. It's about that individual in the course of their life that they take after they read the book. The book serves as an inspirational piece. At some point in my life, I had to come to the realization that you are greater than what you've done. You are greater than how people see you. And so if this book can serve as that inspirational medium in someone else's life, then that's my success. I don't necessarily need a pat on the back. I don't, because I understand that I'm not in this for the money, and I'm not in it for the applause. Because when you start to do things for the money and the applause, you lose your passion behind it. Right. And I'm passionate about seeing my people succeed. I'm passionate about seeing my people go further than what they were expected. A lot of people that where I grew up are probably either dead or in jail, or expected to be dead or in jail. And if I can help them overcome those obstacles, overcome those circumstances that were expected upon them, then that's the pat on the back that I need. That's the one that I need.
That's wonderful. I like this whole thing of, making sure that you touch and inspire our people, as you say. I'm really big on inspiration as well. So I really take that to heart. Like, this whole thing, like, I'm really proud of you, This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Because, like, I see someone that I know, someone I'm actually, have encounters with. They wrote a book, and they're a sophomore, they're still in college, and who else around here in college writing books? Like, you're really doing a great job. And I would like you to tell my audience where you can be found on the social media and how they could have access to the book and anything else inspirational that you would want to leave with them today.
You can find me on Instagram. This is my favorite social media site because I love to take pictures. I'm big on pictures, but my Instagram is J_Russell_Jr. I have JasonRussellJr.com that is to be launching within the next 2 weeks, so you all be on the lookout for that. The book, The Process of Progress, releases March 17th, 2015. There will be several avenues that you can get a copy. My social media will probably be the most effective way that you can get a copy. And my message to the audience today is that make your dreams come true. Make your dreams come true, because a lot of times we get sidetracked and we get discouraged on that road to success. But never give up, because you are capable of greater than you know. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on to the show today, Jason.
No problem. It was a blessing.
I really appreciate you. Well, that's all we have this time for A Minute with Porchia Carter. Make sure you tune in every Thursday at TSUThemeter.com. Thank you.